The FIFA World Cup? Man, it's the ultimate showdown, the crown jewel of global soccer. Every 4 years, squads from every corner of the globe, Europe, South America, Africa, Asia, you name it, go head-to-head in a brutal battle for immortality. What ties them all together? That burning dream of etching their legacy into the books and sparking nationwide euphoria.
This is where icons are forged in fire. It's also where dreams shatter into a million pieces. Survival of the fittest, right? At the end of it all, just one nation gets to hoist that gleaming golden cup sky high. And hey, stick around, because in this clip, I'm laying out why I reckon Portugal's got a real shot at being that nation come 2026.
To get why Portugal could pull off the impossible, let's rewind through their highlight reel. These guys aren't just talk, they've got the hardware to back it up. Flashback to Euro 2016, the whole world wrote them off, but they straight up stunned France on their home turf in Paris. Ader, he delivers that epic game-sealing strike no one will ever forget. That wasn't some fluke roll of the dice. It was pure grit, unbreakable team spirit, and sheer willpower on display. Fast forward 3 years to 2019, and boom, they snagged the inaugural Nations League title by edging out the Dutch.
And get this, that wasn't some pushover Netherlands side. We're talking a powerhouse, loaded with prime Virgil van Dijk anchoring the back, Matthias de Ligt bossing it, and Frankie de Jong pulling strings like a maestro. Portugal? They owned that final from whistle to whistle. Why does this matter? Simple. It shows they can hang with and beat the absolute elite when the stakes are sky high.
Oh, and just the other day, they toppled Spain in the Nations League final. One of the slickest, most skilled outfits out there. Beat Spain in a decider like that, you're basically unstoppable against anybody. We're not chatting warm-ups here. These are legit silverware hauls. Portugal's got the blueprint for thriving in do-or-die knockout chaos, and that's a rare club they're in. Now, the game changer heading into 2026, the sheer firepower in their lineup. Back in 2016, they were solid, sure, but not stacked with A-list talent across the board. It was all about lockdown defense and letting Ronaldo's magic do the heavy lifting. Heck, even by 2019, their subs couldn't quite match the starters' glow-up. But check them out today. This squad's evolved into a beast. Pretty much every spot's got 2 or 3 elite options ready to roll.
Right back tweaks a hammy? No swat. They've got a seamless swap. Strikers off his game? Bench him and plug in a fresh threat. That's the secret sauce turning deep-run contenders into champions. We're talking a crew that rotates like pros, keeps legs fresh, and tweaks tactics on the fly against whatever curveball comes their way. At long last, Portugal's unlocked that bench strength, the kind that turns maybe into, watch out, we're coming for it all.
What's fueling this upgrade? A killer wave of fresh blood. Take Vitinha, owning the engine room for PSG in the Champions League like it's his playground. Then there's Chao Neves. Kid's barely 20, but he's out there calling shots like he's been at it for decades. Don't sleep on Nuno Mendes either. That guy's a thunderbolt of a left back. Hands down the planet's top at his gig. He lit up the Nations League showpiece against Spain like a fireworks display.
And those three? Just the tip of the iceberg in this talent-packed roster. They've got blue-chip pros plugging nearly every role, handing Portugal flexibility they've never dreamed of. A pulled muscle, a red card, or an off day? Nah, that's not a death sentence anymore. Someone's always geared up to deliver. It's that exact layer of redundancy that draws a line between solid outfits and the ones sniffing trophies. Stack this against the old days and it's worlds apart, like comparing a candle to the sun. Way back in 2006, they had icons like Luis Figo dazzling, Deco orchestrating, and Ricardo Carvalho locking down. But once you hit the reserves, options dried up fast. 2016's triumph, built on heart, hustle, and laser focus, but rotation was spotty at best. Fast forward to 2026, the first 11's a global dream team, and the backups could start from most nations. Blend that veteran savvy with raw youth energy and endless options, and you've got Portugal's crew morphing into a legit golden era powerhouse.
Look, no squad conquers the World Cup without a sharp tactician calling the shots. Enter Roberto Martínez for Portugal. He might just be the spark they've been missing. This dude's battle-tested. He steered Belgium's star-studded crew to the 2018 semis, knocking off Brazil in the process. He gets wrangling egos, crafting harmony from chaos, and thriving under playoff spotlights. Over in Portugal, he's got an even deeper toolbox. Belgium's bench was always a weak link, but now, choices galore at every turn. In a marathon tourney packed with mismatched foes, that adaptability's worth its weight in gold.
Plus, he oozes cool-headed vibes. Portugal's tripped up before on shaky focus and wild swings during big dances. Martinez's gig? Forge a rock-solid framework where brilliance flows free, no drama attached. Early signs? He's nailing it. Post-hire, they're firing on all cylinders. Keener edges, bolder swagger, tighter bonds. If the players are the horsepower, Martínez is gripping the wheel. By 2026, he could be the guy steering them straight to glory. And yeah, we gotta shout out Cristiano Ronaldo. He'll hit 41 by then, and folks figure his spark's dimming to embers. But hold up, his vibe could hit harder than ever. Chew on this. The World Cup's the lone gem absent from his trophy case. He stacked Champions Leagues, league crowns, Euros, but that global crown? Elusive. It's the final brushstroke on his masterpiece. He might not anchor every opener, might not sprint like his prime self, but just having him around? That's rocket fuel for the locker room. Imagine the young guns realizing they could gift their skipper that missing jewel in his Hall of Fame haul. Talk about fire in the belly. They'd sprint till their lungs burst, scrap like wildcats, and empty the tank, because it's bigger than them. It's for the legend wearing the armband. Real talk though, even pushing 41, CR7's got clutch in his veins. Picture a towering header in the dying seconds, a ice vein spot kick buried, or a whipped free kick bending home at crunch time. But show up for the moments that count? Absolutely. That wild card, loitering on the pine or erupting late, could flip a knockout thriller. Ronaldo's swan song? It might just rally Portugal for a fairy tale run. Here's a scary truth in soccer. Nothing's deadlier than a skilled side with chips on their shoulders. Portugal's radiating that energy these days. For ages, they've been the sneaky underdogs, even with Ronaldo's halo. True favorites? Nah, that's France, Argentina, Brazil's burden. Portugal rolls in, locked in, starving for silver, and itching to flip the script. They've tasted the sting of gut-wrenching near misses too. The semis, quarters, those agonizing what-ifs, inches from payoff. That scar tissue, it stokes their fire hotter. Mix in the scar tissue wisdom from 16 and 19 triumphs, and bam, a group that's gifted, battle-hardened, and primed for the spotlight. Bottom line, could Portugal snag the 2026 World Cup? Hell yeah! They've clocked major wins before, and now their roster's among the most well-rounded, stacked deep units on the planet. This shiny new golden wave crashed in at prime time, with a gaffer who unlocks their best and a fire to fight fiercer than ever for their squad, their flag, and giving Ronaldo that storybook send-off. So if you see Portugal parading the gold across North America, don't say you weren't warned. What's your call though? Who's grabbing the big one in your book? Drop it below in the comments. Smash like if this fired you up, and hit subscribe for more. Appreciate you tuning in.